Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, how are you? I'm so glad that you decided to stop by. Today we are going to be doing perfume reviews, but also making Sims inspired by the perfumes. Obviously, I love the Sims, and another thing about me is that I am a huge perfume collector. I have a whole bunch, I can't even tell you how many I have. So I thought, why not bring my two worlds together and make reviews in the Sims? So we're gonna be talking about the Orebella perfumes first. The first one we're doing here is Salted Muse, and I don't know why I thought, when I was doing this on stream, I thought that this picture had the notes on there, but it doesn't. It just talks about the skin nourishing properties that it has. Because I find that interesting about the Orebella collection is that, you know, they say the top layer has these like aromatherapy, essential oils, all of that, but the bottom layer is also hydrating with snow mushroom and a moisturizing 5 oil blend, so you have to shake it up before you spray it on. It does feel really good on the skin, and it feels very moisturizing when you do put it on, and I think the fact that it has that oil blend and stuff helps it last way longer. The notes say that it's a vibrant blend of sea salt, pink pepper, olive tree, and lavender, plus woods and crisp amber. I have the bottle here with me, all shaken up. I purchased the 3.4 ounce for this one. This was the very first one that I bought out of the collection, and I can definitely agree with the notes of it. I don't really smell the olive tree, but I of course smell the sea salt, a little bit of that pepperiness, but it's a little bit more in the back of the scent when you smell it, and then also that woods and crisp amber and that lavender, and it all just smells so delicious on the skin. It's a little bit more, to me, it definitely smells gender neutral, and it just smells like being at the beach in like Greece or something. That's the only way I could describe it. If you like a little bit more gender neutral / masculine scents, I guess, this is a great way to go. It's kind of reminiscent to me of the Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. I'm gonna probably talk about that in a different review video, because I do also have that. Jo Malone was actually like the first big girl perfume that I ever bought, so that brand holds a very special place in my heart. But this Wood Sage and Sea Salt, I mean, I've had it for so long, and I'm probably about like halfway through the bottle now. I mean, especially in the summertime, I was wearing this almost like every day, and I get nonstop compliments about it, so definitely great. My only complaint about the Orebella perfumes is definitely the bottle. I put on lotion every day. I moisturize my skin, but I also do it because I like to layer my scents and stuff, and it helps your perfumes last longer. Don't try to open this after you've put on lotion, because there is zero grip to be able to open this. And if you have any type of problems with using your hands and stability and stuff, anything above like the travel size is probably going to be hard for you to open because of the bottle shape. And also, it's supposed to come with a stand that you put it in. I didn't purchase the stand to put it in, so I just kind of like lay it down on my shelf. And I get it. The way the bottle looks and stuff definitely adds to her whole alchemy, you know, mystic like fantasy. It low-key looks like the stone from Dragon Tales.
I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons in a land apart.
But it just is so not disability friendly in any way, shape, or form, and even as somebody who has no issues with my hands, it's still kind of difficult to open. I will say, projection wise, I would say this is probably the strongest of them all. I also have Blooming Fire, which we're going to talk about, and Nightcap, and both of those are a little bit more subtle. This one definitely like commands the room, and it's a lot more powerful, and I can understand how for some people it may be a little bit overwhelming, so you might want to put it on very lightly. I still think this is like a great perfume, and of course I made a mermaid, and I don't know, I felt like her having beautiful olive skin and all of that, like that just felt right for this perfume. It's honestly a very sexy and intoxicating smell, and I think I would rate it a solid like 9 out of 10. And I only give it a 9 out of 10 because even I think it is a little bit strong, but the smell itself is just like perfection. Okay, so next up we have Blooming Fire. And this one is much more subtle. It's a floral scent. It's definitely, I'd say, a much more safe scent than Salted Muse because Salted Muse is so powerful. This, I would say, if you're not sure what to get at all, but you want something that like you know is gonna smell good and is a safe option, Blooming Fire is definitely the way to go. So Blooming Fire has keynotes of bergamot, patchouli, and manoi flower. I hope I pronounced that right, but it's definitely a just really delicious, safe floral scent. I don't think it's a revolutionary smell. I think with a lot of floral perfumes, it's kind of hard to have one that's necessarily like a revolutionary, oh my gosh, I haven't smelled anything like this before type smell, but I think it's just really nice. It does have a little bit of like a powdery smell to it, but not in a grandma way at all or anything. It's definitely more of like a fresh powder smell. When it comes to projection, it definitely is not as in your face as Salted Muse, but with that being said, that doesn't mean that it's weak by any means. You can definitely still smell this. It's just much more soft. When it comes to staying power, it definitely doesn't last as long as Salted Muse. I could smell Salted Muse on me the next day still. This, well, it doesn't last until the next day. It definitely lasts like the majority of the day. You smell pretty good. And by the end of the day, of course, it's kind of worn off, but you can still kind of smell it there. It's just definitely not as strong. I think also, I will say when it comes to florals, sometimes I feel like it's hard to have one that smells fresh and doesn't smell like grandma. And I think this definitely hits the mark. It smells like a grown woman rolling around in a flower field in like Utah or something. When I smell this, I just think about going outside and picking up like beautiful flowers and making just a beautiful bouquet in my cottage. That's what this smell makes me think of, and I love that. I think if you want a safe option to start off with, don't be like me and start off with Salted Muse. I've been in the perfume game for a minute, all right? So I wasn't scared to get Salted Muse. But if you're new to perfumes or you don't like anything too powerful, or if you're getting it as a gift, I think that Blooming Fire is a very safe way to go, but it is still very yummy. And of course, because of how I've described this scent to you all, you can see why I went with the sim that I did. She just looks very bubbly and sweet, and she just looks like she smells like Blooming Fire. I wish I could describe it any better than that, but I don't know, I just felt like a nice, sweet country girl who likes to pick flowers and ride her horse, you know? Now, I did get this in the travel size, and I got it in the travel size because every time I go to any Ulta, I swear, I feel like every Ulta in Atlanta, every time I would go to any of them, somehow they would be out of a tester for this one, so I never really got to smell it. So I got the travel and I really like it, and I'm totally fine with the travel size because I have so many perfumes in my collection and rotate through them all so much that the travel size usually lasts me a while. But when I do run out of this, I do plan on getting a full-size bottle, and I honestly would rate it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, Nightcap is the most recent addition to the line, and it is really nice. I think it is honestly perfect for fall and winter. It's a very gourmand smell if you like the sweet type smells. It's got notes of ginger, vanilla, and sandalwood. When you first spray it on, you definitely get hit with that vanilla and then the ginger. And it kind of smells very cinnamony too in a way. It kind of smells like eggnog. And I know that may not sound appealing, but I promise you that is such a good smell. It's reminiscent of if you smelled the Billie Eilish perfume, the one in the brown bottle. I think that was like the first one she came out with. It definitely smells like that, but the ginger smell is way stronger. And personally, I really like that. But I think because the ginger and sandalwood come back up so strong after you spray it on and it dries a little bit, it dials down that sweetness smell a little bit more than the Billie Eilish one does. I don't know, I think it's just really nice and warm and sexy of a smell. That's like the second time I've used sexy to describe one of these. But I really love the ginger of it. I feel like there's not a lot of perfumes where you really smell that ginger, and I really like that. But it's not like an overwhelming ginger smell that makes you like crinkle your nose. It's just this nice little ginger spice in there. Like I said, it is a sweet gourmand smell, but it's definitely not overly sweet or childishly sweet, because I feel like when it comes to gourmands, it can very easily slip into like a very sweet kind of candy kid type smell. But again, I just really think this hits the mark with smelling like it's for a grown woman, and I love that. There is a bit of a, like I said, warm smell, and it honestly makes me think of the replica by the fireplace. And if you haven't gotten to smell that, it literally smells like that nice burnt wood smell that you get on your clothes after you sit by the campfire roasting marshmallows. It's great. If you ever get the opportunity to smell it and you haven't, I highly recommend doing so, because it's a great gender neutral scent for fall and winter. But I imagine that smell here is probably coming from the sandalwood, and it pairs so well with the ginger, and they both just bring each other out so well. The projection is great. It's a very intimate smell, but you could definitely smell it on somebody walking by. And the staying power is also really good. Definitely lasts all day. I would honestly give this one probably a 9 out of 10 too. You may notice I did not talk about Window to Soul. I smelled it in the store and did not like it, so I don't own that one. But with that, we are coming up to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed this. It was a bit of a different format, but I love Sims, I love Perfume, so why not put those together? This is a series I'm going to keep going because I have a lot of perfumes to talk about. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye!